I forgot something very important. I think now you can hear me. I'm very, very sorry. I've been yapping here for 14 minutes without you people hearing me. Thank you for that. Thank you, Mr. DeBridge. Thank you for that. I've been yapping for like 14 minutes just thinking I'm saying something, but the audience is not hearing anything. I'm going to start again from where I started from. So AI, we are at a revolutionary period, and this period is where you have to think about really transforming your ideas into how you can monetize those ideas. So you have an idea, you've been struggling, how can you do this, how can you do this? Now we are in that area where we have to transform those ideas into digital products that you can be able to commercialize them and just put them online. Then people will buy, and you really make money passively, just income. I'm not a financial advisor per se, but I'm just telling you, you can actually transform those ideas into a monetary earning approach. So looking at this era that we are in, it's high time young people jump in like very early, like very, very early. The thing is, when you see how AI is transforming everything, look, anything that you're doing today, there is an AI tool that is there to do that thing better than you. Yeah, there is an AI tool that is there to transform it like 10 times, 100 times, to make it even better. There is an AI tool that is there to ensure that the productivity level of that idea that you're having is fully maximized, right? So any of those approaches, when you look at them, like, you have to sit down and think, is my job at risk? And that is the reality that we should be looking into. When we say that AI is taking over our jobs, not just coming and occupying. Of course, there are some jobs which are already redundant. Consultancy jobs, those writers and transcribers and those kind of people, all of them are gone. So when you look at that kind of an approach, I think the sound is okay now. I don't know. Let me try to see whether the sound is okay, because I'm seeing some comments, no sound. I think the sound is okay right now. So just tell me whether the sound is okay, because you have to really continue explaining this and give the solution. So when you have this kind of idea, you have to transform them, like from how it is. You have to make money from this kind of ideas, essentially. If you don't make money from these ideas, then you're really wasting time. And that kind of period of transformation, moving from too much information and now commercializing and monetizing that information into a digital product that gives solution, that is where we are in. And this is the time that we have to jump in and really look deeply on how we can come up with solutions that will make our lives better. So that is the period we are in right now. Without giving too much philosophical ideas and evidence, I'll have to go technical today. And not that mathematically technical. I have to just give you really the breakdown of how you can think about an idea using these AI tools that are here to help us. So I was saying that some jobs are going to be redundant. They are already redundant. People who are doing transcribing businesses, copywriters, there's an AI tool that has already replaced those fields. Consultancies, there is an AI that is already replaced. Even you saw Albania, they have a minister who is an AI because they are trying to curb corruption. And what's funny is that AI minister is already pregnant with 83 kids. I don't know. So it's really funny. But seriously, if you can go to that level of governance and people are thinking of this, it's really high time to think about how we can secure our lives and really use these tools to benefit ourselves. So today, and starting this series, we started with coming up with ideas and then developing them into software for software as a service, and then putting it out there, selling it out there, and people can be able to use it. We've already done a smart invoice manager, starting from scratch. You saw it with the previous videos. So we did that. We did also a freelancer CRM. This one was able to give us leads, clients, contracts and also track the progress of the projects that we are doing. So we will do another one. Now we are moving from that sector to a different sector. I'll just pick it randomly. Now we are on business and productivity. Let's say finance and commerce. And then I'm going to just pick, let's say, savings group app. So this is a Chama web. So we have in our community settings where people come, women, they come together, they do the merry-go-round thing, they give contributions. We've seen that when we were growing as kids. So how can you digitize that system and build that culture? So you look at it in a way that we want to come up with this and really modernize it. We are not getting rid of the culture, we're just modernizing it and making it even much secured. Because the problem is there is trust issues. Some people, when that money is being distributed, some get, it's also a burdening situation whereby households are, you have to give some money, and then the other household will receive the other time, and then the other time. And some people come to borrow at the same time, and then when it comes to repaying, there is those kind of delays because there are no securities. Those kind of challenges that we face in that kind of a setup, that's what we want to curb by coming up with a digital system. So this is a digital platform for chamas or SACCOs with contribution logs, payouts, and reports. So what we do, I'm just going to, this is ChatGPT, and we are on finance and commerce. We just take this idea, we just copy it, and then come here and then say, give it a prompt. Develop a prompt for me to use, to transform this idea, to transform this idea into a web app using PHP. So PHP is just a language that is used to build this. So if you know WordPress is really working on PHP, and if WordPress is a CMS that is running on PHP. So this is just one of the languages that we want to do. So we beginning with that basic level. We are acting like we know nothing about coding. So even if you don't know the PHP but you have the idea, just write it. However, the reason I'm putting PHP is because of that simplistic nature that we want to enter in it. It doesn't mean that this thing is not going to be secure. No, it's actually going to be very much secure. You'll be surprised at how it looks like. So PHP, the prompt, let me first paste that idea, and then of course you need to study something called prompt engineering, and there are tools that are already out there that will help you to do this. But now I'm just, because I'm doing a live, I have to just, I'm like straight from my brain and writing it down. So the prompt is to be used in Windsurf. So previously we talked about different IDEs, different AI tools that will be able to help you to do this. The previous builders that we did, we used Casa, and Casa is one of the best IDEs out there that we can use. We know people who have been building sites from scratch or coding them. We use something called Visual Studio to do that, and Visual Studio has an interface that looks exactly like Casa. So Casa borrowed that idea. That is how it looks like. And then you have Windsurf, which also resembles the same. So if you have that coding background, you will be able to really transform very easily into this kind of an area. And then Casa is there. We have Windsurf, which is now the second one. The only thing that is different here is the price points. This one is $20 a month. You have a free trial for 1 week. This one is $15, and then you have I think 2 weeks pro trial that is there, and then you have try, which is also there. I think Trea, if I'm not wrong, and is it, yeah, this one here. So Trea is there, you can also use it. I have all these three. There's another one which I keep forgetting the name because I don't really use it every single time. I've already built a couple of web apps with this one, so they are like in the back of my mind and just at the tips of my fingers, so I can be able to just mention them. And then you have Trea, which is the cheapest, I think, $0. Then you have $3 as starter, and then you can be able to pay $10 a month when you keep building your web apps, or you can have these other plans down here with all these kind of benefits. Just have time and go through this. So today we're going to use Windsurf, and this is the first time we're using Windsurf in this live session. So I just keep jumping off. So Windsurf is here, and as I've shown you, that is Windsurf. So this is what we're going to use. Let me go back to my ChatGPT. So the prompt is here. I just select return so that it can be able to generate the prompt for us, and it will start. So here is a Windsurf ready system prompt. You can paste directly into your workspace to build complete savings group web app, Charma web in PHP Laravel. So the framework is Laravel, that is able to do, because anyway, technical. It guides Windsurf to generate realistic financial management platform for Charmas, So this is the prompt. It goes through all the categories. You know how websites are built is this way. You have to meet a client, they will tell you the idea. You will write everything that they have. And then you have to go and sit with your team and then start breaking it down technically, that idea. And then you see the best way to approach this so that you can be able to really deliver it on time and then cut the cost but still give a productive system. So this is usually what happens. But now you have an AI that is building you the prompt. You don't have to think. Some of these things you have to involve a couple of different people because of their various skills and expertise in various technological sectors. So here you have the objective, which has this is the idea that the client is having. And then you have the tech stack. This is now the technical approaches. How do we approach this idea? How are we going to build? What dependencies are we going to deploy into ensure that this system is actually delivering the objectives that are needed? And then after that, we have the data sheet. This is now the tables that will be in the database and everything that will be there. And then you have now the core features. So in short, this is just, you had that meeting within 2 minutes. The meeting that can maybe take hours, you deliberating the solutions, has already been done for you within seconds. Now you have to just copy this and you go to Windsurf. So I'll switch to my IDE, the Windsurf IDE, so you can be able to see how it looks like. This is how it looks like. I like dark mode because dark mode is really easy for me to stay for longer hours on the computer without having to really affect my eye. So this is how it looks like. So what I usually do is I create a folder. Of course you cannot see it, but I'm doing it. So I'm creating a folder, call it Charma web. So Charma web, and then I'll just drag it into this window. So we have it. Once we've dragged it there, you've seen that there is that prompt that it's asking us, do you trust these authors that are, so I have to trust it because I'm the one who did it. So when we've already copied the prompt from ChatGPT. Now we are in Windsurf. So you can see the commands are here. When you do Command L or Control L on Windows, you will open 3 different windows, sections or columns in the system, in the IDE. So we have on the left side, we have where you have the files, and people who've used Visual Studio, you know this already. This is where you have the files and plugins and all those dependencies that you have to keep installing and ensuring that the system is functionally running properly. In the middle is where you have the files, the contents in the file. This is where you see the code that is being developed. And then on the right side, here is where you have to chat with the agent, and there is different modes that you can use. Even you can choose here the type of models that you're going to be using, because it is also depending on other models, large language models like GPT-5, Cloudy, and Sonnet, and all those others. So you can be able to upload images, and I'll show you. You can upload images from different sites and then tell the agent that I want you to build a user interface that looks like this. I want you to build a system that resembles this one. So really it's a very nice way of doing this thing. So the prompt we copied, we're just going to paste it over here and then run it. So we did not do anything. You've seen so far. What we've done so far is just go to ChatGPT, do that system, put it over here, copy, paste, and then just sit and wait. Okay, so as we are waiting, you have to read through what is actually happening in the back end, so you can be able to see that the system is actually working properly, or you're just wasting your time. You know, those kind of things you have to keep in mind. So you see it's already running. The system is really doing a good job, and have to give it a kudos. So it's really doing a good job. If you have time, you just you follow through and read what is actually happening. Yeah, okay, I've just checked. My sound is okay. Sound is okay. Thank you. I was just monitoring. Sound is okay. So when you see that, it gave you an outline of how we're going to do this, the approach. So it told you the plan is to come up with this. So I'll check the workspaces and see Laravel, whatever, and then do that. So the plan is to do this. These are the steps that is telling you have to do this and this and this and this and this. So before you come to say you're wasting time or anything, all this, it has already laid out for you, so you can be able to understand the details and the nitty-gritties of the project. I will start by initializing Laravel project. Please approve these commands below. So it is asking you, can you approve all these commands? So what you have to just do, because it's a request that is asking you. So I'm just going to say continue, okay? Or proceed. The best way that you can say it. Use your own words. Continue or proceed. So when you do that, it will go through the commands as it had already aligned for you, and then it will start creating it for you. So what does this mean? And the previous time I said, see, so when you do this, it will always keep prompting you, do this, run. So we are doing this thing live, and we want to ensure that by the time you finish watching this video, by the time this stream is ending, you have an idea of actually how to build this thing. And it's really interesting. You see, within seconds, all those, Chama Web,